I just want to start this video off by saying no hate to Quell or the dev team. I appreciate what they do, but this game is very flawed. And before you say anything, no, I do not suddenly hate this game. I'm doing this because I care for this game and I really want it to improve and keep going. I do not want a situation where the devs refuse to improve and just leave the game in its current state. I'm going to be fully transparent here because I'm not one to lie and say something's good when it clearly needs a lot of work. Feel free to disagree and have your own takes, just be respectful. And do not play the, but it's still an alpha excuse. That ultimately means nothing. So like I said, this game is very flawed. In terms of balancing and how some mechanics work, basically anything you can think of, it's flawed in some way. And I'll just start off with, Quell should stop adding new tunes. We're approaching on 30 now, and I believe we're at 28. And a lot of the recent ones have been either really fucking broken, or just completely pointless. Ginger and Cole being the standouts here. I get that Quell didn't want them to overpower others because they're event tunes, but also like Rudy completely eclipses Flutter and is straight up one of the best tunes in the game. Rudy isn't the only overpowered one. Tisha, Yada, and Louie also exist. With Yada power creeping V and being the best survivalist in the game hands down, Tisha's ability being fucking insane if you could set it up correctly, and Louie literally being faster than Pebble. I get he has to be on 1 heart for the effect, but like, he is still very broken. It should really be a flat speed boost instead of a percentage in my opinion. Yada's a bit weirder. If you want to nerf her without making her bad, the stamina and stealth systems really need to be reworked. Those I'll touch on a bit later because a lot of those things I hate a lot. Overpowered tunes isn't the only issue with them. There's some bad ones thrown in there. Scraps, Cole, and Flutter are the big 3 in my eyes. Scraps is the only one I'd consider not necessarily bad, but compared to other tunes she looks kinda bad. I know she just got a buff recently, allowing her to claw to machines. She can even see them through walls. It's a decent buff, but that being said, she still feels way too clunky to be useful in most scenarios. Cole I was going to do a video on, but I didn't feel like it, but Cole kind of sucks ass. I love her as a character, but gameplay-wise, she's probably my least favorite tune. Her only saving grace is that her ability works with others instead of just themselves, like with Pebble. I would have liked if she could carry items on her back with like a limit of 4 or something, and people could take them. Could have been a really interesting way of doing support in my opinion. Flutter I won't touch on that much, but I mentioned a lot of it in the Rudy video towards the end of it. She seriously needs that buff, and I'm inclined to say she's the worst tune in the game right now. Go to the end of the Rudy video if you want to see what I said about her. Most of the tunes being badly balanced comes from the Christmas event, which is another issue I feel will be reoccurring. Rudy, as I mentioned, is just way too overpowered, making Flutter useless. Ginger being mostly pointless, like, she's good, but she's just Cosmo again. And Cole being useless outside of that ability. I'll give the event credit though, Bobbit was well-rounded, done right, in my opinion. And she's like perfectly balanced. The only issue I have is her regen circle is too small. But yeah, my main point is that event tunes seem like they're going to be boring and really unbalanced. And that's not something I'm personally a fan of. Speaking of boring, stop adding common twisteds. I think the twisteds in this game are very boring. Commons having basically 0 variety. Also, they look dumb, and they're boring visually. I get that they're basic because they're common, but like, I'm pretty sure Quell said she's adding more, so rares are more rare. But why not just make the rares more rare in the code? Uncommons are better at least. That being said, they still feel mostly the same outside of 3. Like, be honest with me, did you even know Tegan sold taste upon getting you? I think Brightney's okay. Her making blackouts more common, I guess, makes up for her being mostly lackluster. That being said, she should still be a bit more interesting. Finn is fair, because that debuff can be a huge issue if you play a certain way. Connie and Roger are cool, but in my opinion, Connie needs to be faster. She's barely ever a threat due to it taking literally like 3 minutes to reach a machine. And Roger, I think, is just too easy in the sense of, once you spot the capsule, he's really no longer a threat. Unless you're playing with actual dumbasses. He should have more capsules spawn around the place rather than just 1, so you gotta keep looking out. I think that'd make it way more interesting. Rares are mostly fine, but my issue lies in the fact that 3 of the 5 of them basically act the same. Gigi, Scraps, and Goob all do different things when they reach to you, but it still feels kind of boring that more than half of the rare Twisteds do similar things. To be honest, I think Gigi should steal items from the floor because it'd be funny. Also because she doesn't exactly do much unless you're in a bad spot with her and she steals from you. Though if she were to do that, she should have a long cooldown because that'd be way too awful probably. Mains I think are pretty underwhelming. Design-wise some of them are fine, yet some kind of suck and are boring. Mechanically like all of them are the same thing basically. Twisted, Shelly, Astro, and V all inflict debuffs onto you, which yeah, they can be a threat. but there's little to no variety. I think Astro should have no footsteps, making it so you'd have to hear his other sounds. I think that'd be a lot more interesting. V, despite what I said, I think is fine. Her ads can make her a genuine threat in some scenarios. Shelly, at the very least, should make her debuff have a stronger effect the closer she is. So, my main point with the Twisted is please stop adding so many commons. It gets really boring the more rare, the more interesting ones get, and visually a lot of them should be updated, because a lot of them are really boring and kind of bad. And even then, the more interesting ones are still somewhat boring at times. This next one might sound a bit weird, but honestly, I think we should get a third Trinket slot. A lot of them feel kinda useless in a 2 Trinket loadout. A third one would make a lot of shit feel somewhat useful. That being said, a lot of them still need buffs, because a lot are terrible. Like, really bad. A lot more strategy would be involved if they added a third Trinket slot. Also, a lot of the Trinkets just need buffs. Who in their right goddamn mind thought this absolute piece of shit Trinket would be a good addition to the game? I want to have a word with them right now. This is probably a hot take, but the stats suck. Not entirely, but the stamina, stealth, and skill check are all badly made. Stamina being bad is not me being bad. If anything, it's the opposite. It's too easy to manage. My friend gave a pretty neat idea for a rework. This balances out shit stamina tunes with the ones with the actually good stamina. I think this could be a cool way to rework it. The stealth is really badly coded. Twisted's prioritizing worse stealth tunes if there's a person right next to them is really bad, and I do not like it at all. It should really be an exposure meter where it'll go up, and when it's at 100% they'll go for you. And then it'll slowly go down upon losing aggro. The lower the stealth, the faster it increases. Just an idea I've been carrying around for a good while. The skill check doesn't matter as much as the other two, but it's really weirdly made. The bigger it is, the more it'll fill up, which it should fill up more the smaller it is. It somewhat balanced out the skill check across all tunes, and before you scream and cry that it would ruin Shrimpo's entire purpose, they can literally make it not work like that for him. It's not that hard. Speaking of skill check, there should be more machine types, or at least skill checks. There's a lot of different things they could do for machines. Literally anything to make doing machines a lot less boring. The last thing I'll say is, and I mean this with all my respect, Quell shouldn't lead this game's direction. Yeah, she's the owner of the game, but some of her design choices are pretty bad. And I'm pretty sure she doesn't even know how to play her own game, so not exactly the greatest if she's the one leading the direction the game goes in. Again, I respect Quell a lot, and I don't mean this with any hatred. That's basically all I have. I'm sure I can provide more ideas, but I don't want to drag this out any longer. Again, I love this game, even if I think the game itself is okay. It is the main part of my channel, and with where it's brought me, it's hard to hate it. And I really hope the game improves in the future. I understand Quell doesn't want to take suggestions, but she should probably take some into consideration if she wants the game to get better. This game still has a lot of time to grow, and it's been out for nearly a year now, I think. So there's still a lot that could happen, and I'm hoping it happens soon. I'll still make content on this game. I really enjoy it, but I feel like this video had to be made.